Mental health is a serious issue hurting many people. And Nike is making a bold statement on this by actually making all of their employees not come to work for a week. And management of Nike is actually telling their employees, do not work during this time off, unwind, and spend time with your loved ones. And I salute Nike for doing this. And I strongly recommend taking off at least one day a year from work when you're physically okay, but you're mentally drained. Because going to work when you're incredibly stressed out or you didn't get a good night's sleep can do material harm to your career if you show up to work that day. And I'm an easy guy to get along with. But if I don't get enough sleep, or any sleep I should say, or if I'm mentally drained, I just can't work, and it hurts your career. And there's nothing shameful, actually, about taking a mental health day off every now and then. You know, just tell your boss you're not feeling well. And if anybody watching this right now works at a big bureaucratic company, and you feel temporarily claustrophobic, and you just need to know what it feels like to be an entrepreneur, and you need to take a mental break, then this is what I think you should consider doing, and this is what I did years ago. So I worked at Accenture for 4 years as a consultant back in the 1990s. And they worked us hard, like 100 hours a week at times. And I worked hard and I played hard too. But I was number one, mentally drained. And number two, I wanted to be an entrepreneur and get a taste of entrepreneurship. So what I did was this. I took a 6-week leave of absence, back in the 90s when I worked at Accenture. And I started an internet charity called CICC.com, which at the time stood for Canadian Internet Charity Consulting. Now, of course, the largest bank in China owns that web address now. I should have renewed it. But this actually de-stressed me because, first of all, I got to get my taste of entrepreneurship. And I didn't care if my coworkers found out because, it's a charity. And second of all, it helped me to kind of find myself a bit more. And if people at your company find out that you're starting a charity when you take your time off or on the side, they're going to like you even more. And it helped me understand myself better by serving others and helping others for free, of course. Now, I want to show you how to do research on what companies' websites used to look like. And this is crucial when you're thinking of starting a company or you're doing research on what your competition's website used to look like to see how they got started. So what we're going to do is we're going to go together and check out the Internet Archive website. Okay, this will be fun. All right, so what you do is you search for Internet Archive, and this should be part of your investment research approach. Internet Archive, here we go. All right, and then what I'll do is you click here to see what websites used to look like, or just type it here actually. So I'll type in mine, CICC.com. Google's always a better search engine than the websites themselves, right? Okay. Here we go. All right, CICC.com. Now, what I did, hold on a second, let me click here. It's fun doing these live demos. I'll type it again, CICC.com. And there is a point to all of this. You can search for, okay, here we go. Great. Okay, great. So what I did was I set this up back in the 90s. And you can do this for any website. You can look to see what the website used to look like back then. So right here, 1998, I guess I took a snapshot on the 11th of November. If we go there, I'll show you what my website looked like. It's so old school. It's so old school. I use JavaScript. Ooh, look at this little pop-up. And then what I did was I created my charity. And then I actually gave away website development for free to all these clients. And this was great for me because it gave me a great taste, and you can do this too, of entrepreneurship as I created free websites for all these countries. So, and let's actually do, while we're here, I'll make this quick, I promise you. Let's look at to see what Apple's website looked like years ago. Okay, so let's go here to Apple. And again, do this on your competition to find out what their websites used to look like. So when you start your company, you know how they started, how many products they had. So if we go here back to 1998 for Apple, on their website, you could see what products they marketed at the time. Remember this? They licensed that song, She's Like a Rainbow, from the Rolling Stones for the color IMAX. So I think that, yes, Nike is setting a wonderful example for all of us to put our mental health first and not just our physical health. And I really humbly think that if you have that entrepreneurial itch inside of you, that's screaming to get out, and you work at a big company and you want to get a short leave of absence to start a charity and find yourself, then it's a win-win for you. It's a win-win for you, your company, and most importantly, the people that you're going to be helping with your charity.